Shalom, shalom. I want to first start off giving all praise, honor, and glory. Call halal Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Waha Urchakatam. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, telling me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willing, this is an edifying video. Shalom to the confusion of faith brethren joining onto our ranks. At the end of the day, just shalom to all the sincere brethren throughout the four corners of the earth that's believing in this truth and doing the will of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. This is the brother Yahweh Sop out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant coming at you once again with another lesson through the Spirit. Meant to do the lesson yesterday, but I was kind of down in the spirit, due to the affliction. But I was listening to one of the brothers' videos. They were saying how it was actually the brother Men of Valor. That's the beautiful thing about this. I listen to Men of Valor, and I think I got a couple of the brothers in the camps to listen to them. At the end of the day, we are edifying each other. You know what I mean? I noticed the apostles watch not only the other apostles' videos, but also, other men that's up under them. Other elders. Well, the elders, because I know that some elders don't want to take the title as far as apostles because it's a respect thing. Anyhow, not to digress, but I'm in the spirit now though, because I woke up this morning to it's the spirit too, because this my video is unrelated, but I woke up getting on the nigga bitch. You know what I mean? It's a personal little thing, but woke up getting on the nigga woman, and just through the spirit of brother in the camp, he did a video about a situation that happened in Cleveland. And I don't know if you brothers in other cities are aware, the bus drivers in Cleveland, lightweight, be going ham on these passengers. And I could see, but they be getting fucked up too. Like the what Jake bashed the shit out of the bus driver with a brick. So, it was just a judgment. It is what it is. I got judged like that. I got a bash with a brick. I knew it was a judgment of the Most High because he was chastising me. I got bashed with a brick and didn't feel it at all. I'm split. You know what I'm saying? Not drunk or nothing. So, all based on, that's why you got to be careful. All based on because I told them I wasn't going to do something no more and I did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, brothers got to take the sincerity and the seriousness. You got to understand the seriousness of the situation. But watching that video, it put me in the spirit, because at the end of the day, all the brother did was bring out, and people going to get offended, but at the end of the day, if you really sincerely in this thing, you're going to understand that people was offended at the Lord. You know what I mean? That's how you know people really don't truly understand the Bible. You know what I mean? Like, that's why Scripture says, roughly paraphrasing, those that are not offended in me. You get what I'm saying? Because, the most how really has been working with me, like I was sitting meditating on something. Out of 3, almost 4 years of dealing with a situation, I couldn't understand why the situation was what it was. Until, it was just like the Most High allowed this to happen and this to happen for me to come to the realization. That's why this is, you know what I mean? Because truth, you would think truth will set you free, you know what I mean? But at the same time, nobody wants to hear the truth. You know what I mean? Like, you know how much easier and pleasant life can be. Come on, our society is built on fucking lies, period. If you a student of history, on top of the fact, if you've ever had a job in the society, I've took classes where to get jobs. They don't want you to tell that you got children because the job, that's a lie in itself, right? You don't want to tell the employer that you have children because they may want a person that can actually work at a drop of a dime. So you're coming into this job line. And this is the mentality of America. So, you know what I mean? I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but that's the point of my video, the mentality of this place. But, like I say, that video put me in the spirit because, like I say, at the end of the day, he was just speaking truth, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, how much more so to show you how full of shit, this place is. They tell you that we all equal. I know we not equal. I don't sit down and piss. A woman can't do what you do. You know what I mean? A woman trying to piss in the woods, yeah, back in the day, he was supposed to, but at the end, it's uncomfortable. A man can lightweight shrug off sleeping outside. A woman, she'll go crazy out there. You know what I mean? Real talk. Because at the end of the day, a woman want to be smelling a certain kind of way and all that. You know what I mean? Like, a man, a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like, even though cleanliness is the next thing to godliness. You know what I mean? But at the same time, a guy might come from a job, wash his ass to go out and do another job and get dirty again. You know what I mean? Like a woman, But anyway, I'm like I said a little bit about. And so my thing is, then why is it okay for this woman? First of all, we all equal, but then she's not really equal with you, because if you hit her, oh, she's a woman again. So you know what I'm saying. But this woman, if you was watching this video, ran up on this man. And like I said, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about who fuck her RTA and all that, you know what I mean? Like, real talk. I mean, like, but at the same time, I mean, that's the state of the world, you know what I mean? And like, he made a statement. He said it's going to be to a point where men going to be like, rejoicing when they do what they do. I mean, like, you in a position where you can't be a man. You know what I mean? Like, that shit crazy, you know what I mean? And then everybody look at you like you crazy. Like, they look at you like something wrong with you when you speak on that's not right for a man to be dressed up like a woman. I talked to a homosexual one day, motherfucker sitting up there trying to talk to me. So I hit him with, yeah, what's up, man? And he got offended like a motherfucker, but you mad at me because I won't say, like, what kind of crazy? You call me crazy. These motherfuckers is probably up there, oh, yeah, girl. Oh, bitch, you a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't go. That's the crazy part. But anyway, Salakia, that's 6 minutes in, not one scripture out. Like I say, I just, like, we vet, like the brother said, but, we got to do everything decently in order. So my lesson is on basically something I saying, and through the Spirit, I was like, I was going to do a video on it. But I want to bring out the book of Philippians. I'm going to start in chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 17. Because my lesson is on gluttony. And that's what this wicked ass society produces. A lot of greedy ass gluttonous spirits. This is the book of Philippians 3. I'm going to start at verse 17. Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an example. So he's saying follow after those that's walking, and doing the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures. You ain't supposed to be following no hypocrites or, motherfuckers. If you, that's just like if you want to become a millionaire. Like I heard someone, I was in the streets before I came to truth, like when I was in the streets, it said, I wanted to be a key boy, so therefore you hung around dudes that was selling keys. If you want to be a rock boy, you hang around the rock boys. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how you gonna learn from a person that don't know how to do what you're trying to learn to do. Verse 18, for many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Mashiach. So you have had people to have walked, but they really are enemies. Like I just was listening to Apostle Gabar, and he was speaking on how you're going to have, people in this thing that you thought was brothers, but actually, for whatever reason, the Spirit didn't allow you to discern them, but they was really set up. Because it happened then, in the days of the disciples, it's going to happen now. You know what I mean? Like, you got to remember, everything's repeating. No new thing under the sun. Verse 19, whose end is destruction, whose power is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. So you could take that twofold, because it's in their God is in their belly, but that's the greed. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted to bring out as far as these people are gluttonous. I had saw a video on YouTube, and that's what made me really do the video. Bear with me for a second. I saw this video right here, this undefeated English steak challenge near Manchester. That's 3.5 kilograms. So when you break that down, it's like this big Texas 72-ounce steak challenge. Then you got this guy, man versus food. The whole purpose of the show is this dude fucking with food that's like enough for 2 and 3 people, but his whole point is to try and eat, all this fucking food. You got people starving in this motherfucking place. I've worked in the restaurant industry, and it was always an issue, and I kind of understood it after the fact, but I would still break the rule just because you people would sit up there. But then it's funny because I've had to eat at pantries and eat at these soup kitchens and shit, and it was an issue when I was doing it. Instead of them throwing away the food, I would take it and I would give it away to people. Now you go to these soup kitchens, and the same places that made it an issue, you can't just give away the food. They're giving away food so you can feed the homeless. It's funny, you know what I mean? Like, But as you can see, all these ridiculous ass, gluttonous ass challenges. And it's this one guy, this fat motherfucker, Badland Chugs. This fat motherfucker. And he a Jake. That's what really pisses you off. Like I said, it's more upsetting and more makes you more angry when it's, you know, like I said, that's just like if two kids doing something. You might feel some kind of way as long as it ain't your shit. But you might feel some kind of way. But when it's your child, it's like more. You know what I mean? Because it reflects more on you. Look at these views he getting. This dude just, his old videos is about like chugging or eating. Like I watched him one day just out of curiosity on some bullshit. This motherfucker went to McDonald's and ordered like from number 1 to like number fucking 8. All meals though. So he getting the fries, the drink, and the sandwich or whatever. And ate all that shit, man. And this dude, look at his numbers, 226,000 views, 149,000 views, 520,000 views. I seen one, he had couple million views. So you got motherfuckers that would rather watch somebody being gluttonous. What is they hoping to see if he die? I mean, I know our society is kind of like how on the video when the dude, you know, I mean, people probably watch that video just to see the broad get beat up. That's not the point. Like I seen the spiritual aspect of it. I watched the dude sit up there and try. He stopped, but he did. These are the procedures that RTA. I don't know. I'm switching back and forth because, like I said, that's what put me in the spirit. I know RTA's policy probably told him to. I got into it with bus drivers, but it never was a physical thing. We've had words, you know what I mean, like, but nothing like that, because they don't know how to talk to nobody, and that's the thing. If you don't know how to fucking deal with people, you like me myself, I'm an antisocial person. You know what I mean? So therefore, I wouldn't really take a job dealing with people like that. You know what I mean? I've tried it, trying to do it out of desperation, or I just think I need a job, and the shit don't never work out. I'm more of a person that would rather work by myself. I know that much about me. You got people that don't know that much about themselves. And then, like I said, at the end of the day, like, you got these motherfuckers, you're a bus driver, you're a public servant. How the fuck you think that you got your neck poked out? You got to be sitting on a bus that smell like shit and piss. How you that prideful? You get what I'm saying? But then again, we live in a society where a bitch that's waiting for government to give you funds is prideful. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I know my position. I'm not going to just let you talk down. I know what I've done and I know what I'm not going to do. But at the same time, it's just amazing to me. And it's all spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Like, this society creates a lot of gluttonous ass people. That's why it's a greedy ass place. You know what I'm saying? For you to just sit back and you're entertained with that. So what I did was I actually looked up the history of food challenges, and not surprising, they really started in America. You know what I mean? It says a brief history of food challenges. But before I bring that up, I'm gonna get another scripture, because, like I said, do all things decently in order, and it's a scripture in Proverbs. Because at the end of the day, that's not a good thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know people tend to talk about the 7 deadly sins when any sin can be deadly, you know what I mean? Because sin is transgression of the law, and sin brings death. But that was a Catholic thing when they came up with, oh, you 7 deadly sins. You know what I mean? Them motherfucking Edomites wicked, ain't they? That could have been Jake, though. I'm not for sure who. I haven't done the history on that. I just know that as far as the 7 deadly sins. But basically it boils down to anything that's done in excess. Like, you got to remember, Yahweh Shah came drinking and eating. You know what I'm saying? But it's like with the love of money. You know what I'm saying? Money is not a bad thing. It's when you love money beyond. Because if money was a bad thing, why would the Most High give Solomon, they say, the wisest king and the richest king at that point in time, all that money then? You know what I'm saying? Because money is not a bad thing. Like the Messiah said, you always going to have poor. This ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? That's just how society is. But it's supposed to be ways to... What made Joseph great was because Joseph had a way to ration that everybody ate. You get what I'm saying? He knew he was going to have a lot of food at one point in time. He was able to discern the dream. And he knew he was going to have a lot of food at one point in time. And he knew we weren't going to have a lot of food. So being that he was in the second in command of Egypt, he was like, well, we're going to save this and we're going to sell this to them and they're going to have to pay this much. And you had people went into slavery just because they didn't want to starve. So he managed all that, you know what I mean? Like, and it was all through the will of the Most High, because the Most High put him in that position. You got to remember, he went into Egypt a slave. He came out ruling. You know what I mean? Like he was the second in command of it. This is Proverbs 23, and that shows you how you have no free will. That was his destiny. You know what I'm saying? Remember, in the dream, you had the moon and the sun and the moon, and then the 12 stars, all symbolic of, you know, Joseph and of Jacob and I forgot what mother it was, Salakia, but and his brothers and Joseph getting sold into Egypt. But this is the book of Proverbs 23. I'm gonna start at verse 20. Be not among wine bibbers, among riotous eaters. So when you're going to riotous, glutton, you know what I mean? Like, and that's greedy, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, of flesh. Verse 21, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. At the end of the day, like I said, this society produces a greedy spirit. That's why, you got people that's not content with what they have. You got people that's working 3 jobs just to keep up. That's why a lot of brothers say it's better to have less for when what's to come. That's what a lot of people gonna take that check for. You know what I mean? You got a guy that's sitting on what 25 million, then they say, oh shit, because like I said, it's enough reports coming out. I mean, I watch a lot of little different videos beyond the news, this puppet media that you people soak up. You know what I mean? Like you got people that to show you how we ain't crazy. You know what I mean? If you was truly crazy, why would other people know exactly what you know? It's a guy who's sitting up here talking about the economy is really fucked up for real. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't started feeling the effects of it because they're pushing. Like I said, why do you think like you got countries like China that's buying up all this gold? You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's eventually gonna go back to. Put it like this: this ain't the first time that you've had like a fiat currency and money being going into hyperinflation and a country being fucked up and just having. That's why, like in Germany, they basically had to use wheelbarrows of money to buy bread. You know what I mean? But people ain't gonna believe it because the Most High got them in a trick bag. You know what I mean? He got you blinded to it, and that should make you really wonder, like, well, damn, you know what I mean? Because if God got you just that fucked up that you can't see what's right in your, you know what I mean? Like I said, I look and laugh at this. You got people sitting up there making jokes, thinking, walking around proud as fuck, but not realizing how significant that is with the whole issue with America and Iran right now. That's not no game. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Brother Familiar Valor just brought out just the other day, you had Russia with warships right off the coast of Cuba. That's like 100 miles away from America. How you think they're going to get into it? You know what I mean? Like they're going to go through that area, right? This is Proverbs 23, verse 2. And put a knife to the throat, Salaki, and put a knife to thy throat if thou be a man given to appetite. And that doesn't literally just mean, food. But that's the purpose of, this video isn't strictly just about food. Like I said, gluttony is greed, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go into Matthew 6 and 24, when it say, man can't serve both the Most High and mammon, you know what I mean? Which mammon goes into money. If your love of one, he said you either going to love the one or hate the other, or you're going to and despise the other, you know what I mean? But you ain't gonna love both of them, you know what I mean? And that's the truth, you know what I mean? That's why you had the account when the Messiah was talking to the rich man, and he asked him, what should I do to attain life? And he said, do this and do this, and he was like, well, I do that and I do that, and he was like, well, then give away everything you have and come follow me. And what did he do? He walked away because he didn't want to, you know what I mean? And that's when he came with the saying, he says it's easier for a needle to go through a camel's eye than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. So, I ain't mean to keep on running off, Salakia. Let me see. I get one more. Yeah, maybe. I'm going to get one more, and then I'm going to go into the article, and then I'm going to wrap this up. 1 Corinthians 6 and 2. That's not it. Salakia. How did I do that? 1 Corinthians 6:2, or is it 6:12? Yeah, it's 6:12. So lock in for that. This is 1 Corinthians 6:12. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. Meaning, like for instance, it say use the world but not abuse the world. So it's lawful to do a lot of different things, but it's not expedient to do it. A lot of things. Like for instance, no man has the spirit that Yahweh. We try to be like Yahweh. You can see Yahweh and some of the brothers. That's why brothers are so close knit. But no man can go and what's the word? Resist the temptations that he resists. But it's possible because he did it. We more than likely going to fall down, but a righteous man falls down 7 times and gets back up. So just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it. You know what I mean? Just because you can sit up here and drink a whole fifth of liquor doesn't mean you should drink the whole fifth of liquor. Just because it's lawful to drink doesn't mean you should, because at the end of the day, like I said, it just said in the scripture, a wine bibber, that's a person that's turned over to drinking too much in excess. It's okay to get a buzz and get married, but when you getting drunk, that's a totally different story. And then that's giving yourself over, that's putting like more attention into that than to the Most High. And we that's in the truth, and even some people that just truly believe in the scriptures, they know that the Most High is a jealous power. He don't expect you to put nothing above him. You get to love him. Ask some brothers that's in this truth. You get to trying to put anything above the Most High, he'll start fucking with your kids, start fucking with you and your woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel that you give it too much time, yeah. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. And that's the spirit. Verse 13, meats for the belly and the belly for meats, but Yahweh shall destroy both, it and them. Now the body is not for fornication, but the Lord. Meaning, it's a beautiful thing when you give in a marriage, because the man and the woman become one. Sex is a beautiful thing. Now, this perverted shit that they done did, where a man lays with a man or a woman lays with a woman, that's not really sex. That's not really, because what can come out of that? Only thing that can come out of that is some demons. Because at the end of the day, true sex, you could procreate and create life. That's how the Most High had you a certain kind of way and had the woman a certain kind of way. The way to show you the philosophies of how fucked up this world is, they done brainwash people into thinking that you're supposed to be equal. A man shouldn't want to be on equal footing with a fucking woman, just like a woman should want to be on equal footing with a man. Like, you got these women brainwashed, they thinking, oh, I gotta yell at him or talk to him a certain kind of way to gain his respect. You'll never have my respect, even if, because you can't do what I do. Just like, a man could sit up there and have done a million things, but if this woman got a PhD from Esau and she owned this car or got this apartment or a house, she gonna look down on you, period, just because she got more than you. But yet still though, you can still be treated with respect, even though, like I said, it's all about, that's why the brotherhood is a totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the Messiah said that. He said up there and said, who is my brother and my sister unless they doing the will of the Most High? You know what I mean? Like, and that's why we call each other family. You know what I mean? And if you really were sincere brethren that really truly believe this thing, you understand what I'm saying. But I'm already 25 minutes in. I only got a couple more scriptures, so I'm gonna bring this article out. And I'm not gonna read much of it. I just wanted to prove to you that it was started in America. A brief history of food challenges. It says food challenges. Eating competitions and people seeing just how much they can eat have been going on for centuries, but the idea of a restaurant hosting an actual food challenge is a little more recent. 2 of the oldest restaurants credited with beginning the food challenge revolution. I'm going to repeat that. 2 of the oldest restaurants credited with beginning the food challenge revolution are the Big Texan Steak Ranch, Salakia, in Amarillo, Texas, and Crown Candy Kitchens in St. Louis, Missouri of the U.S. And that's all I wanted to bring out for real. I can go into more detail, but for what? So that's proving you that that's an American concept. Now they said they've been around for centuries, but like I said, I can only recall what I've seen with my own two eyes, and that's a spiritual thing because everything is spiritual before physical. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when they go into gluttony, like I said, it's the video is about. Like I said, it did something to my spirit when you seeing this fat ass, Jake, and I'm looking at his numbers he doing. This dude probably getting paid well off of YouTube for just sitting there. He make 2 or 3 minute videos of just chugging shit. And I'm like, wow, and people sit and watch this shit. Like, you ain't got nothing. Hey, nobody probably understanding nothing about Iran, but they sitting watching this shit. Like, what form of entertaining is that? Like, I mean, I can even remember when I first came home from jail and was watching the Kardashians. I watched that. Want to know why? Not because I care about what the fuck they got in life. I used to like to look at the broads. That's the only reason why I watched the fucking show. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care about what issues they was going through or what. I mean, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know. I mean, did you know that I did a video on this? The youngest daughter is a fucking billionaire or damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, say, let's show you, like, funny. And you really think she gonna stop at that? That's why you got, when a person make 1 million, they don't stop at 1 million. It's very rare that you get a person that makes a certain amount of money and I'm content or I'm retiring. You got people that retire and still. Now it's a difference if because the price of living changes and whatnot, and the American dream is not for everybody. You know what I mean? Because if it was, everybody would be basically put in the same position at birth when everybody's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you something right now. My daughter had a surgery at birth. I could believe this, even though I don't get along with the demon I had children with. She said something. I was incarcerated at the time. She said that at this particular hospital, because it's a children's hospital, that if a baby is born with some kind of ailment, that after so many days in the hospital, they got to give them so much money. They give them like $5,000 or something. They made sure they got her out in a certain time. Now, the doctor's up there trying to keep them as long as possible. I met the doctor and everything. Little Edomite dude, but he might not be an Edomite. He was like, wait, he had a little swag on him. And like you said, he was cold at what he did, you know what I mean? Like, and something that fragile and small, and he was able, and she kissing his ass, but I can understand that. I mean, he saved through the most high saved the child, you know what I mean? I did put up a lot of prayers. I'm sure she prayed, but he used that man as a vessel to get it done. And when I seen how he reacted to it, I knew the Most High heard my prayers because, this before even the surgery. I'm like, oh, she going to be cool. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. My point being, they made sure that she didn't get that shit. You know what I'm saying? They kept her up until, the insurance paying for this, but and the doctor, I'm hearing the doctor saying, we going to keep her. We got to keep her, yada, yada, yada. And then out the blue, boom, they release her. You know what I mean? And she told me that. She was like, well, she was like, it was like they made sure that I get the money. She like, it's certain parents. She was like, cause she didn't even find out that way. Like, she was like, another lady that, because she was in like the NICU thing, the intensive care part for the children, and she was like, it was another mother of a child patient in there that told her this. She didn't find out from the doctor or from the hospital staff that if she was still in there so long, she would get some money. She had to find out. So how you gonna tell me that everything is even? That's how stupid our people is. They still thinking that they on evil footing with these fucking Edomites. Well, like I said, it's still a law in the books where you consider 2/3. Salakia, 3/5. I don't know how you get fifth out of that, but whatever. Let me get another scripture. Because I'm about to end this Proverbs 28 and verse 7. I was going to get something else first. 1 Corinthians 3:16, I think. So even though, like I said, gluttony is just any kind of greed, that whole thing with this Jake that's sitting up there, the Badland Chugs guy, and just all this old debauchery with all this eating, that's this is 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahweh? And that's for the Israelite first and foremost. You know what I mean? Like that's why, like I said, I seen the Jake. I mean, then I saw the one with the Manchester Challenge. I mean, 72 ounces of fucking steak. You know what I'm saying? Like then people wonder why. That's why, and it's like they set this up though for real, because like Americans is some of the most laziest fucking people. That's why you had these other nations be looking at them crazy, you know what I mean? And we automatically label as niggas, you know what I mean? Like that nobody has spoken to you, actually been around you, yet still you label based on what? Hollywood. On TV. Now don't get me wrong, you got some Jake that's really niggas, but like I said, that's like sitting up there saying all policemen are crooked, or you know what I mean? Like you can't say that, you know what I mean? Like it's always an exception to the rule. That's like saying everybody that drink can handle it, or everybody that drink is a drunkard. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahweh, and that the spirit of Yahweh, while Yahweh shall dwelleth in you? If any man defileth the temple of Yahweh, him shall Yahweh destroy. For the temple of Yahweh is holy, which temple ye are. And that's for the Israelite, for real. Like, fuck these other nations. I could care less. They don't care about us, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, you got those that actually are the heathen nations that understand and know that those aren't the real Jews, and know that, I mean, like I said, it's saying scripture when the true Jews are back in the land that it will be war no more. So how is it that it look like it's about to be a big war? They steadily shooting shit off at, you know what I mean, at Syria, and they shooting missiles and doing all this shit, but it, you know, it's peace. It's not. That's why I was gonna bring out that Proverbs 28, because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be trying to defile yourself. Um, Proverbs 28:7, whosoever keepeth the law is a wise son, but he that is a companion of righteous men shameth his father. So at the end of the day, when you're being gluttonous like that and greedy like that, you're shaming the Most High, your father, Yahweh. You know. I got one more scripture, then I'm gonna end it. Galatians. At the end of the day, you know, I was listening to, I don't know the brother's channel. I think I just subscribed to it, but he was going in about, you had the guy that claiming he's in the truth, but he was a sodomite, and then he relapsed into sodomy while he was in the truth. Now, I've heard different takes on it. At the end of the day, I don't really have an opinion. Well, I do have an opinion. I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to say this because, like he said, I agree with him. He said he remembered a situation. So this is how long he's been in the truth. He said he remembered a situation with Apostle Tahar, and Apostle Tahar didn't really say his vain opinion. He just read out the scripture. So at the end of the day, all you can really say is, if he's still doing what he was doing, or what he backslid off, you know, when Yahweh Shai comes back, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not going to get saved. But who's you to say who the Most High is going to save, or Yahweh Shai is going to save, and who he's not? You know, at the end of the day, that's what you got to be careful of. You know, the thing with this walk, you know, it says in Scripture, a righteous man falleth 7 times and gets up. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you really in this thing and you suffer an affliction, you know what you battle with. You know what, how you get suffer with affliction. You know what I mean? You know, the Most High or Satan might tempt you. If you got a temper, he might tempt you in a situation where your temper flare up, put you in a goofy ass situation. You know, you gotta be aware. That's why I say be circumspect and watch. At the end of the day, you gotta know yourself. You gotta know these scriptures. You gotta know when to apply them. You know, at the end of the day, we all gonna battle with certain things. Like for instance, I've done drugs in my past. I don't do drugs today. I had trouble in the truth. I was smoking in the truth. I don't smoke today, but you know what I mean? Like, so who am I to judge? I mean, I can't see, like, that's a hell of a demon he got on him. The thing is, like, the one brother that did the video said, he shouldn't even came out with that because, I mean, the Most High know what he's doing, you know, but the Most High put the spirit on him for the action for him to bring that out. So I'm not going to judge him on like that. But my point is, That's a flesh. I mean, that's them darts. You know what I mean? That's the things that we battle in the flesh because we in the flesh. So that gluttonous spirit, that greedy ass spirit. I mean, I've seen dudes, and that was when I was in the world. You see a dude got money, but yet still, greedy. You know what I mean? Don't want to spend their money trying to outsmart you to spend yours. Just like crazy shit. Why do you think, like when you see movies where like five guys come together and they rob something, then they all get to turning on it? Like, put it like this: they get isolated or something happen where they all like in the same area. They can't get to the like the, like the exit plan and work out correctly. Then they start like offing each other off, like how in the movie Batman, the Dark Knight with the Joker, how the Joker had everybody kill everybody for the money to get a bigger share. Perfect example. That's that greedy ass, gluttonous ass spirit. This is Galatians 5, starting at verse 16. Yes, I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Verse 17, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Verse 18, but if ye be led of the spirit, ye are not under the law. Verse 19, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies. Verse 21, envying, murder, drunkenness. So that's like another, gluttony, you know what I mean? Because you're taking something to excess, and that's greedy, you know what I'm saying? And the whole point of me bringing that out, because like I said, I should have stopped earlier, because the point was in, you should be walking in the spirit, not the flesh. That's why you know, we try to walk in the spirit and kill the flesh. You know what I mean? That's why you do the fast, and that's why you do the prayer. Because at the end of the day, now sometimes you do gotta feed the flesh. You know what I mean? Like we in a fleshly kingdom. You know what I mean? You'll go crazy try to sit up here and just be super over. That's why they said sometimes you gotta balance it out with the scriptures. Ain't nothing wrong with watching a movie here and there or listening to some music that you into here and there. It's a balance. You can't be overly righteous, but at the same time, you can't be overly wicked as well. You got people that's all into these video games. They doing nothing but playing Grand Theft Auto, stealing shit and shooting shit. I was watching a Law and Order about that. These motherfuckers try to take the shit to court. But if anybody ever watched Law and Order, they take like situations that's actually like hot in the like social media and actually hot at the time and make Law and Order episodes about it. And as far as video games, yeah, they basically killed the motherfucker, then try to make it seem like the video game is what would influence them to do it. But to a certain extent, it is true that if it, like I'm doing a series right now on like how Esau got technologies that that's why you got the U.S. Army that got video games. You know what I mean, about like war video games. And then I'm pretty sure if you do well on that shit, they come and send a recruiter at you. You know what I mean? Instead of getting you a $10,000 bonus, you might get a $25,000 bonus. I mean, like, you don't think they'd do that? Like, come on, this place is all about. Why do you think this place actually? I mean, advertising is a hell of a thing here. You know what I mean? Like, why do you got like? Why do you think you got like headhunters and you got people that pay $3 million for 15 and 30 seconds on Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl. So I mean, that's the point of the lesson. The point of the lesson is, that greed is a gluttonous spirit. And at the end of the day, if you walking in the spirit, your flesh wouldn't fall a victim to the greed or the gluttony. So Salakia for this going that long because I didn't intend for it to. With that, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Waha Thumb. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, talking this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwat and the Akim out there listening and learning. Shalom to the confusion of faith brethren joining into our ranks, or as willing this was an edifying video. And with that, I want to say shalom, shalom, and a barber ball.